Did you know that My Perspectives is directly connected to an online intervention tool? Meet SuccessMaker. I'm here to give you a brief tour of the program, but before I do, here are 3 things that I'd like you to remember today. SuccessMaker calibrates with every question. That's important. SuccessMaker has direct connections with My Perspectives. And we have SuccessMaker reading in Espanol. SuccessMaker begins with an initial placement diagnostic to determine each student's learning level. Here you see 4 7th graders and their paths up and down during the diagnostic to find their just right level. Let's think about learning, and you're the student. In most cases, the best learning happens when it's just right for you at your own level. Kind of like Goldilocks, not too hard, we know that can be frustrating, and not too easy, because if it's too easy, you're not really learning either. It's really important to find a good starting point. I think the instructional model will help complete the picture for us. It's not unusual for an intervention program to have a diagnostic, but what is unusual is what happens after the diagnostic. In SuccessMaker, the teacher assigns reading. The student completes the initial placement diagnostic, and with the very next click, moves right into instruction. SuccessMaker monitors every click and swipe and calibrates with every question to see if mastery has been achieved or if remediation is needed. And if it is, the student moves into a prerequisite or related skill. This assessment for learning to figure out what the student needs is formative assessment. Now, the assignment or course I've been talking about is SuccessMaker Reading. That's what you see on your left, where students work at their own level. That's your biggest bang for your buck academically because it's meeting students where they are and moving them forward. But there's more. SuccessMaker's connected to My Perspectives. So let's say you're working on making inferences in My Perspectives, and you think some or all of your students could use a little extra practice. You can select My Perspectives topics by unit and week for targeted practice. Both assignments are aligned to your standards. Both are personalized and have that scaffolded support. This is the power of this combination. Imagine that I'm that student who's a 7th grader reading on the 6th grade level. I work in SuccessMaker Reading at my 6th grade level, but my teacher can also assign practice for me that's targeted to what I'm learning in My Perspectives to give me extra support. It's the best of both worlds. Focused instruction in SuccessMaker is accomplished through brief instructional videos. Here's a snippet from our academic vocabulary strand.
I'm reading a cool article about space tourism. It has some words I don't really understand. Let's look at them together. Look at these pictures. What do they have in common? These pictures all show different surroundings. The word environment means our surroundings. Let's take a look at these pictures. They all show people who are doing things on their own. The word independent can mean not depending on others for help.
Now, SuccessMaker in Espanol. These Spanish translations were designed for the English language learner. They'll see the text in English and then be able to select the translations for support. You'll see a red button light up on the right, and that lets you know the translations are being utilized. Here's a sample.
Choose the word from the word bank that best completes the sentence.
Jeff y otros 2 estudiantes pudieron alcanzar el nivel más alto del juego que jugaron juntos en línea. Determinado.
Next, in the instructional model, students interact with their new vocabulary in a text reader. The cognitive coach is there to support and model good reading strategies.
How do you figure out the meanings of new words like influence? One way is by looking at the context or the surrounding words. This clue shows that influence means persuade or affect behavior.
Now let's talk about data. Because SuccessMaker calibrates with every question, We've got great reports and progress monitoring tools in the teacher dashboard. We're aligned to your Florida best standards, and in this mastery view, you'll see at a glance trends in learning. The color-coded bars indicate where the student stands in terms of the instructional model. Green means they've achieved mastery, yellow means they're in remediation, and red means they've had up to 2 rounds of remediation and they did not master the skill. It's a great visual. If you click on the bars, you'll be able to see individual student mastery status. If you'd like to go a little deeper to look at a particular student, this is the Florida Standards Mastery Report. This is for one student. It lists all the standards the student has been exposed to with the color-coded mastery status. Imagine working with your struggling students. So many times you see trouble at grade level, but you're not sure what's happening underneath. And so sometimes to support, it's kind of a guess and check process. I think this is what's wrong. Let's check and see if that's it. With the Florida Standards Mastery Report, you have detailed information, and maybe you'll be able to pick up a few foundational skills that the student needs or other trends. It's a great report for supporting students. I've shown you images of our current teacher dashboard, but I want to let you know that a new dashboard is in the works for next year. And here's a prototype. From what I understand, this is pending the district's approval because much, if not all, of the new look is from recommendations from the School District of Palm Beach County's math department. And I think this looks amazing. We're so grateful for their support and for their help in this. SuccessMaker Reading. It calibrates with every question. It has direct connections to my perspectives, and we have SuccessMaker Reading in Espanol.